Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit not organized. Like seeing your face for the first time. Not for the
Yeah.
first time though, but seeing your face like in years. I know we had some video engagements in Chandigarh, so that was wonderful. How was your Chandigarh experience? Mine was wonderful, even though I only spent a year and some few months only. So how was your experience with Chandigarh? I mean, the whole online arrangement because of COVID.
Actually, it was quite nice. Our classes were taking on Blackboard,
Yeah,
so the
Blackboard.
learning was quite fluid. We
Yeah.
faced no issue.
Okay, wow. Because like you said, the Blackboard experience was actually very wonderful. Like
Yes,
I'm not sure I've ever not have I haven't experienced such kind of online experience that it was so wonderful. Like I was really really like satisfied with it. So yeah, it's like I said, it's good to see you again. I don't know, probably should I introduce you or you can introduce yourself because yeah.
so are you streaming it on YouTube or something like that?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, so I am Ronak Sinha. I am basically from India, and recently I have completed my graduation in mathematics from Chandigarh University. Right now, I am pursuing my master's in mathematics from NIT Kurukshetra, which is also a premier institute in India.
Okay, yeah, it's nice to see you again, Ronak. So, I don't know, is there any other thing to talk about in the introduction? Is there any way you want to talk about yourself, or should we just get right into what we plan for today?
We can just get right into what we wanted to talk. What's our agenda?
Yeah, it's fine. Actually, it's it's very, very nice to see you. Like, I'm happy. I'm really happy. Like, I'm
I
really
am also
happy.
happy to see you for the first time. Actually, we are seeing each other for the first time.
Yeah. I've seen you in the, when we share our screens in classes like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we were to talk about the role of religion in humanity, and the topic is, for me, is something that I believe that we should really really look into. Especially, we need to
yes,
understand. We need to understand. It's something I believe we need to look into with understanding. Like, look at it entirely to know what truly is religion, what has it done for us, and yeah, just something that I believe we should really know about. So
yes.
what's your take on that?
So, I would tell you from the viewpoint of Hinduism,
Yeah.
so we believe that religion is that what is spoken by God. Like there is one verse in one of our scriptures which say, "Dharmoti sakshat bhagavad pranitam." The words of God are the principles of religion itself. Like in Christianity, there are 10 commandments. In Hinduism, also we are given four set of laws, which we should never, kind of transgress it.
Okay.
So the two things are really very similar. The 10 commandments and the four basic laws, they are very similar.
Okay. In Hinduism, you have four basic laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I also want to mention, actually, in Christianity, is the four commandments are actually the law that God gives to the children of Israel, the Jews, in the Bible, during the early time. And Christianity was, will I say, came out from Judaism, something of that sort. So the belief was that God chose the people of Israel to be His people. So, and as as time went on, Christianity came about, not because okay, I think I need to explain this better. I am not explaining it as I should. So, from the beginning of time,
Yes.
it was known that man fell into sin, right? Man fell into sin, and because of that, sin is like the worst thing that can happen to somebody. So, and God wanted, because He's God, He's our Father, and He loves us, and He wanted to help us. He wanted to deliver us from sin, because when God created the heaven and the earth, He saw that everything was good in Genesis chapter 1. God keeps saying, and it was good, and it was good, and it was good. Then when God first made man and woman, that is the first man, and He commanded them not to take of the tree. the forbidden tree. I don't know whether if you're familiar with the story. I
I am getting it actually. I have heard it when I was in standard 4 or something.
Yeah, okay. So I wanted to know if I should take my time to explain it. So there were two trees in the Garden of Eden, the tree of life. No, there are many trees, but there are two significant trees. So the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So God commanded man not to take of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that if he takes it, he will die. So the devil, through in the person of the serpent, in the form of serpent, deceived the woman, and in turn she ate the fruit and she gave to her husband, which is Adam, and they ate the fruit. As a result, they sinned against God, and sin came into this world. And we can see that that sin kind of disrupted what God called good. You know, when He created everything, He said it was good. So that sin was as though that with sin came suffering, came about sickness, came about a lot of bad things. So the perfect creation of God seems as though that it was no longer perfect. You get the point now. That is no longer perfect because of sin that was introduced because of the obedience of man. And from that point in time, God already had the plan to redeem man, which was in the person of Jesus. So God has already had the plan, like, okay, the first man, Adam, sinned and brought sin into this world, that he will also deliver man in the person of Christ. So, but for the meantime, he chose a people for himself. The story went on and on and on. So because of time, I won't say all of this. So let me go down to the time of the people of Israel. He chose the people of Israel for himself. Now, the people of Israel for himself, he gave them laws, he gave them rules and all of that through Moses. And those rules were burdensome. It's not something that we can obey, because I think there was up to 450 laws, and the 10 commandments were like the major one, like the first 10, let me put it that way, the major one that if they should keep. So those laws, the children of Israel were to keep them, but they were many for them, and there was too much of a burden. It was impossible for human to keep that law, because by nature, because of what the first man did, bringing sin into this world, and sin became the nature of man. So sin became the nature of man. So by nature, it was difficult, or rather impossible, for people to please God. So God then, or like I said before, he already had the plan of bringing Jesus into this world, because he told the human in the Garden of Eden, back to the Garden of Eden, that that the serpent will strike your heel, right? And you will crush the head of the serpent. So what was that? What God was referring to Jesus, that Jesus will come in a later time to deliver man from sin. So the law he gave to the to his people, the people of Israel, was like a schoolmaster. You get my point? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It was like a schoolmaster that was, will I say, preparing or waiting for the real redemption. So when the time came, Jesus came, died on the cross, took away all of our sin, our past sin, present sin, and future sin. He took it upon himself and died. So the punishment of sin is death. Remember when God told Adam that if you take of that sin, you will die. So Jesus took that sin, and because of that, he had to face the punishment of that sin, which is death. So he took that sin in our place. It was my sin, but Jesus took it. And because he took it, he had to face the punishment, which is death. So he died and he rose again on the third day. So it's
Yes.
not, you know, I mentioned earlier that Christianity came out of, it's not like Christianity came out of Judaism. Christianity is just like God's plan. It was to come in a later time, and that is on the mark of that. If we accept the redemption of Jesus, God no longer sees us as sinful. He sees Jesus in us. That is, we are now his righteousness only by accepting what God did. So let me just stop there. I still have a lot to say, but let me just stop there. Yeah.